Okay everyone, this is Kohelet with Kosher Home and Garden, and this is the corn now. It's grown dramatically, and also the watermelon has really taken off. It's going wild. Now I understand why you have to space a little bit, but okay, things are coming along good. There's little watermelons on the ends of these things. You can see one here, right there. There's one. There's many of them. There's a nice one over here. It's growing strong. It's right there. It's very cute. Okay, I water it as much as possible. But today what I want to do is I want to help. I've been trying to help the corn along, trying to pollinate it myself. And as you see here, these are the hairs of the corn. And here are the tassels. And this is the male part of the corn, and what happens is that the little kernels up here dry up, and it's supposed to air pollinate. And this is why you plant your corn as close together and as much as possible. I put a little bit more than like a foot across spacing, but I think next time I'm just going to do like 5 inches. I did it so that I could go through the corn, and you know, once I harvest, I could pick it. But for now, I guess this is how it is. The ants are really getting to me. They're climbing on the corn and everything like that. And I've been putting diatomaceous earth down to see if I could stop the traffic. But it seems like they just, you know, cruise on along and they avoid stepping on the thing, or it's gotten wet from the watering. But I don't give up. And okay, so today what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to it's hard to do with one hand, but you shake the tassel and you try to see. I'm trying to check for pollen to see if it's time for me to pollinate, but I think it's, you know, almost 11 o'clock in the day, and the best time to pollinate, I don't have any dust, but okay, so maybe tomorrow. But what you do is you pollinate this, you try to grab one. I usually just cut off a little tassel and then start to move it over to see if it gets pollen, but I haven't seen the pollen yet, so I'm going to wait for the new tassels, and when they dry up, I'm going to see if I can catch them. Here's some right here. Let me see if this has any. No, it doesn't have any pollen. Okay, it probably already pollinated because they only do it in the morning and in the late afternoon. And I was trying to hold back watering so I could do it, but what you do is you take the powder and you take a little brush, you capture it on a piece of paper or a bowl, and then you take the brush like this. You see, it's a makeup brush. And then you just brush the corn pollen and you put it on the ear tassels like this, you know. But unfortunately, I can't demonstrate it right now. But you can see that the watermelon is being very aggressive. It's actually going through the corn. And yeah, we're going to be working on this next. I already brought in some new dirt to do that, so that the soil, I can start working on this section of the garden. And we'll see how that goes. That will be the next step. I added a little bit of dirt here along. As I told you, you have to kind of bring dirt closer to the corn as it grows, because it, you know, sometimes they get a little lopsided, like this one's growing a little lopsided, and so this brings a little bit more support towards the corn, because in the edges here, the water kind of, the soil drops down, and you have to add a little bit more topsoil to the corn. Now, this is how it is right now, and everything's looking good. I'm watering every day, and now that the corn is really growing taller, I was a little worried because it got stuck and the tassels came up like around 4 feet, and now I see that everything's going up a little bit more, which is really good. And so soon we're going to have a corn harvest, and after that we'll start checking. I'll start checking about how to go ahead, and I'm just going to try to take from here, and what I do is I just I just leave it here because, maybe it'll open up and dry up and whatever can get captured there gets captured. But it's important to help your corn along. I do because, I don't have so much, and I want to make sure what I get, I have a bigger yield. But, this is just the first round of corn. This is Will's early June corn, and it's NGO. It's non-GMO, and it's organic. And I got it from Victory Seeds because they do heritage seeds, and I'm trying to, recapture that taste that I used to have when I was a child, because I taste corn that I buy at the store, and I'm just so disappointed every time. I really don't like to buy it anymore because it's just waste, at least for me. And then also the watermelon. Some of the watermelon, it stopped being so sweet. It just tastes like, water and no melon. So I want to get the melon flavor back into the watermelon. And there's things you can do. You can add magnesium. Magnesium is very good. Epsom salt, if you have, to supplement your garden with the Epsom salt is very nice. It's 1-to-1 ratio, or to a gallon. 1 gallon for what you can put, like 1 cup to 1 gallon, and then disperse it in the lawn or on your dirt. Soil. Corn is a grass, and they're very high nitrogen absorbers, and so they really need it to stay green. You'll know you need nitrogen because they'll start to kind of go yellow. I know some of these got a little yellow, if you can see right there, but for the most part they're okay. But other than that, this is it. This is how the garden has been coming along. The watermelons, I was going to do pollination on them, but I see they're really, I see little melons forming at the ends, and they are basically wild and together enough that they're pollinating each other in a good way. So that's always good. And I think with this size of watermelon patch, I shouldn't have a problem with watermelons. As you can see, they're growing. They're on the ends of the watermelon out here. And I expect that one's going to be the first to harvest. And I'll probably I'll give it away. I'll try to find someone. The first of your harvest, when you're Jewish, it's a good to take. And I want to try to keep along those lines of, giving, and to a rabbi or to a Kohen is even better, and just to be in that old practice that we used to have with our harvesting, because there's a lot of blessing in it, and it's just something good to do. And of course, not everybody has a Kohen around the corner like me, but you can, if you have a rabbi, and if you don't. So it's your neighbors or somebody other than yourself should take the first fruit. Someone, a needy family, or just something that is along those lines could also have the same cause the same effect of blessing. So, all right, this is Kohelet with Kosher Home and Garden. This is how it's going so far. And the next video, we're going to be doing our growing bags, and you're going to see how I set it up. And once I clean some of the weeds out, we're going to see how this comes along. I'm wishing everyone a lot of success. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on the comments below. And I haven't had a chance to upload the link to the seeds, but I'll go ahead and do that as soon as possible. And let me see if I can catch the pollen. Maybe they just need to get a little taller, and I'll be able to come out at the right time and get that pollen to everything. So I'm going to see if I'm trying to pollinate all the corn. I know there's a lot of new silks that are coming up, and I'm trying to catch all of them as they go. But it gets very hot very fast here, and today was a cool day, so I decided to come out and film out. But other than that, it's going well, and the watermelons are doing their thing. I'm just going to let nature in this patch do its thing here, and I'm going to do as much help to the corn as I can over here, because it's a little bit easier to do versus that. There is a way to pollinate your watermelon But like I said, this is having a good. They're doing a good job themselves because they're so close together. So I'm just going to trust they know what they do, and they do. And that's it. And I hope I can control this ant situation. If you have any ideas, let me know. And if you're in Israel and you're in the north, so this is the soil I'm using. It's organic. It's special made, and you can find it here. But you just have to make sure you don't buy anything with any extra fertilizers, chemical fertilizers. I mean, this is how you keep your garden organic. All right, so long, and thanks everyone. Wishing everyone success, and thanks for watching Kosher Home and Garden.